Hey YouTube, it's Jay again. Yesterday we had an interesting problem out here on the farm, and I was going to show you how I diagnosed it, and we're going to fix it today. But the problem is, coming into my shop is 220, and attached to that 220 is a well pump, and the well pump wouldn't run. Plus we didn't have lights on another circuit, so what I did, we got out my test meter and checked both legs against neutral. One was hot and one wasn't hot. That told me that there was something wrong with the main circuit breaker, which is on the power pole. Well, I can't see it from the sun. The power pole's out there by the house. So now we're going to go out there and replace the breaker. Okay, here you can see the breaker, and I swapped the bottom lead for the top lead. The bottom part of the breaker was the one that would not give any power, so obviously there's something wrong inside this breaker. Now I had another breaker in the shop. It was a 50 amp. This one's a 60 amp breaker. So I'm thinking, well, I'll just swap this 50 amp breaker out because it's the same style of breaker. But unfortunately, the lugs are too small for the wire compared to the 60 amp breaker. See the difference in the lugs? So we had to go buy a 60 amp breaker. Now, before we do any kind of work, and I just heard the well pump kick on. She knows I'm out here trying to fix this breaker and she's using water. But before we do any kind of work on the electrical system, we always want to make sure the breaker is cut off before we pull it out so it won't arc on us. And there's no power going to this. This has got, it's aluminum, so it's got no locks on it. It keeps it from corroding and getting loose from the terminals. Okay, so the first step is going to be to shut the power off, and we're going to firmly grasp the sides and yank open. Now, you can see the spades and how they fit in the holes there. So, it's kind of hard to do this holding a camera, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this terminal and take this breaker off and just swap it with the other one. Okay, now you can see I got the new breaker on. Got both terminals hooked up and they're real tight. Now on this breaker, there's a little cleat that fits in this little groove right here. So we'll slide this joker back and make sure the breaker's off. And it is hard to do one-handed, I'm telling you. I'm going to have to cut the camera off to do this. Okay, I've got the breaker seated in. Everything looks good. We'll go back to the shop and see if we got power. The breaker is on. Okay, we've got power in the shop. Everything's good.